Australia's ambassador to Indonesia has been called to Canberra to brief Tony Abbott's National Security Committee of Cabinet on Jakarta's views on asylum seeker policy.
It comes as an Indonesian MP describes the coalition policy as offensive and illegal. Let's go live to Canberra now. Our chief political reporter, Kieran Gilbert. Pretty stern words there, Kieran.
Yeah, the most difficult foreign policy challenge in the early stages of this Abbott government, and that is managing the concerns in Jakarta about its asylum seeker policy. We know Tony Abbott's heading to Jakarta late next week to meet one-on-one with President Yudhoyono. In the meantime, as you've mentioned, the ambassador to Indonesia, Greg Moriarty, has been flown back to Canberra to brief the National Security Committee of Cabinet when it comes to Indonesia's views on asylum seeker policy. But the fact is, we know a lot of their views already. The Indonesian Foreign Minister Marty Natalegawa has used some very strong language in the last couple of weeks about the coalition policy. They're not going to do anything accept anything that will hurt the partnership, were his words. He was very critical of not just the turn back the boats policy, but also paying Indonesian fishermen for intelligence. Well, that view, the general view, has been endorsed by a member of Indonesia's Foreign Affairs Commission. He was on the ABC last night.
I think the policy will be very offensive, and we in the parliaments fully support what was said by our foreign ministers, that we will fully reject the policy.
So some strong language there, as you mentioned, from that Indonesian MP. Now, on the public service, we know that yesterday, just within an hour or so of being sworn in at Government House at Yarralumla, the Prime Minister issued a statement saying that 3 senior public servants would be gone, and the head of Treasury will be gone by the end of next year. Now, Martin Parkinson has apparently said he's stepping down, but there are, of course, many reports and speculation that he was in fact pushed, although he has agreed to stay on until midway through next year. There's also the restructures that are going to have enormous implications for the public service, including Mr Abbott's decision and the Abbott government's decision to integrate AusAid back into the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade.
Kieran, also the campaigning continuing in earnest for the Labor leadership.
Anthony Albanese's held another forum with members. Last night it was in Brisbane. Tom Connell was there and filed this report.
It seems it's not just federal campaigns that have 3-word slogans, and Anthony Albanese has selected vision, unity and strength for this internal campaign. He focused tonight on that word unity. It's not something that's been associated with Labor leadership over the last 3 or 4 years. Both he and Bill Shorten have said they want to focus on plenty of unity and no negative attacks this time around. But Anthony Albanese appeared to try to distance himself or sharpen the difference between him and Bill Shorten tonight, speaking about that word unity, saying that both men need to defend the Gillard-Rudd years, but at least he can do so, having never undermined either of those leaders.
We should not be shy about defending the interests of Kevin Rudd and Julia Gillard, and I am in a position to do both because I was loyal to both.
When it comes to the policy and ideas that both men again have said they want to fight this contest on, we're still waiting for the difference in policy to emerge. They're both saying that could well happen in debates and forums that happen over the next 4 weeks. But both men have certainly locked themselves in to defending a price on carbon. They're not talking carbon tax or ETS, but now again doing what happened back in 2007, saying Labor's the only party that really cares about climate change.
Acting on climate change.
There are still some within Labor who are upset about this process, the fact that 50% of the vote will go to rank-and-file members, the fact that it's not all in the hands of the caucus. Anthony Albanese is defending that move, and it is appearing to be something the rank-and-file themselves are certainly very happy about.
There are some who said, even after Saturday, there were a couple of meetings last Monday that said, I think we should go along to the caucus and knock this rule off. Let them try it, I say. Let them try it. Because this is a historic first. This is about empowering rank-and-file members.
I think it's important that we have a democratic process. It's a great way to go.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we have this reform where we can vote. I think it's going to do a lot to get new members of the party, especially young people who really want to have a say in what happens in the Labor Party.
The final event of Anthony Albanese's stump speech, essentially, to Labor members will be held in Melbourne. So he's covered all of the East Coast now in terms of the capital cities. This will be something he continues to do over the next 4 weeks. The quasi-campaign, one aimed, of course, at Labor Party members only, but one he's appearing to want to put plenty of energy into. Tom Connell, Sky News, Brisbane.
Yeah, so the campaigning for Labor leadership, it's been going on for a long time, but at least this time, Michael and Nina, it's not behind closed doors. It's out there and a democratic process.
Going to be pretty interesting too. Kieran Gilbert in Canberra, thank you.